today we're going to talk about how to be consistent in such a fast-paced world. If you are trying to be consistent in some area of your life, then stay tuned because this is for you. So the first tip that really will help you is don't focus so much on other people's journeys and where they are in their lives. Focus on your journey. That doesn't mean that you're being selfish. It doesn't mean that you're being mean or being rude. But if you focus so much on what the next person is doing, then it takes away from your journey. It takes away from you learning and you getting wisdom and knowledge and becoming victorious in this area that you're trying to be consistent in. And it also breeds jealousy. It's very easy for jealousy to creep in. You know, when you scrolling on Instagram and you looking and you seeing, you know, your friends or people that you know that you associated with, that they're living like this high fabulous life. And you're just, you know, still looking and you feeling some kind of way. And it's very easy for jealousy to creep in when you're not focused on your own journey. So please focus on your journey. Number 2 is getting it right does not mean that you're perfect. And getting it wrong doesn't mean that you're perfect. When you are making a transition, when you're bettering your life and you're changing things, habits and ways, you're gonna mess up. There gonna be imperfections along the way, and that's a good thing. It's a sign of progress. What you do with the mistakes, how you pick yourself up, and what you learn from it will tell you so much about your character. I grew up thinking and believing that being perfect and there's a baby crying. But I grew up believing that in order to have a perfect life, you yourself, you had to be perfect. And so when I would make mistakes and when I would mess up, I came down on myself very hard, and I was extremely harsh with how I handled myself. And so it limited my ability to grow and to expand, and it really limited elevation in my life. And so if you're struggling with, you know, maybe you made a wrong decision about something, or if you didn't work out, you know, today, or it's been 2 weeks, but you know you're drinking more water, make sure that you just keep striving, you keep going, pace yourself. It's very easy to get, you know, really excited and rah boom da at the time, but when it actually comes, you know, down to it and the rubber meets the road, and you know, it becomes really difficult to change things that you want to change in your life. But it does not mean that it's impossible, that you can't do it. You can't change those things that you want to change in your life. Going at a pace will give you some leeway. It'll give you some energy to, okay, you know what, I'm kind of starting off rocky, but I'm feeling my way. Going at a pace will help you get into the flow of things, so that when you pick up speed and when you pick up momentum, then you're able to fly higher, you're able to fly better, and to be more victorious in what you're trying to accomplish in your life. And the last thing, if you haven't heard anything else that I've said so far, this last thing is the most important, and it is having compassion for yourself. Like I said, I grew up believing that I had to be perfect, and if I was not perfect, God would not be pleased with me. And so I had the motivation to eat right. I had the motivation to, you know, drink more water. I had the motivation to, you know, get good grades in school at the time. But when it actually came down to actually being consistent with it, I really struggled with discipline. And so it became very difficult for me to continue the journey because I felt like, okay, well, since I only exercised for 2 days, I gave up hope and I stopped. And so I want to really encourage you to keep going and to have compassion for yourself. Nobody is gonna cheer for you like you can cheer for you. Nobody can love you the way that you can love yourself. Even if it feels uncomfortable, even if you don't like it, I want to encourage you to speak words of encouragement over yourself. I really struggled with, talking to you guys and, doing videos every week. And I got so discouraged that I stopped for a while. And so I'm back to, finish what I started and to really be consistent. I really want to be an example and to show you that you really can do it, that it really is possible.